Well, folks, tonight, America is learning the shocking truth. Charlie Kirk's suspected killer has been caught. The man who tried to silence one of the boldest conservative voices of our time is finally in custody. But while justice inches forward, what's happening on the left? Well, it's darker than anybody could have imagined. So instead of mourning, they're mocking. Instead of standing with America, they're spinning, deleting, celebrating. Harry Sisen, he thought that he could play games, posting fake sympathy and then trying to rewrite history with a tweet that he deleted the second that he was exposed. And guess what? Harry, well, we got the receipts. Nothing disappears on the internet. And Ilhan Omar, well, she couldn't even wait for Charlie Kirk's blood to dry before unloading one of the most disgusting rants that we've ever heard from a sitting member of Congress, trashing his legacy, smearing his name, and once again proving her contempt for America itself. Now, this isn't just politics anymore, folks. This is a narrative warfare. This is, they delete, they deflect, they demean, and they think that we're just too stupid to notice. But tonight, we're pulling back the curtain because while Erica Kirk is grieving her husband, while two children are asking why their daddy isn't going to be coming home, Omar and Sisen, they're showing the world exactly what the modern left has become: shameless, heartless, and dangerous. So here we are, guys. This is a date that will be remembered, not just for what happened, but for what it revealed about who we are as a country. President Donald J. Trump leading us from the White House in one of the darkest hours in modern America. And tonight, there is breaking news. Charlie's suspected killer has been apprehended. This is the man who allegedly tried to silence one of the boldest, most unfiltered conservative voices of our time, is in custody. And so now, on the surface, you would think that this would be a unifying moment, a moment when America could finally breathe and just kind of say, okay, justice is beginning. The system worked. We got him, right? But no, because while law enforcement and President Trump are basically handling this tragedy with dignity, the other side, they're doing what they always do: spinning, deleting, mocking, and celebrating. And so this is where the gut punch really comes, because while Charlie Kirk's blood isn't even dry, while his wife Erica is left wondering how she'll raise two children alone, Democrats are already playing games. Harry Sisen deleting tweets like a coward, Ilhan Omar spitting venom on Charlie Kirk's grave. The media is pointing fingers at Trump's rhetoric instead of staring at the truth in the face. So here's the situation, guys, that you really have to ask yourself, okay? Is this the lowest point that we've ever seen? Let me further clarify. Is this the lowest point that we've ever seen from the left? I mean, because if they can turn an assassination into a PR campaign, if they can twist a tragedy into another weapon to use against you, then what else are they capable of? Now, I want to rewind just for a second here because we need to remember exactly what went down, okay? Charlie Kirk, number one, he was assassinated. He was gunned down in broad daylight. And how was the killer brought in? Not through some movie-style manhunt. No, it was actually the shooter's own father, a minister who convinced his son to surrender. This is a father who walked his child into the arms of the U.S. Marshal, and President Trump himself confirmed it just hours ago. Now, that is the reality. That is the breaking news. But here's where the emotional punch lands. While law enforcement was securing justice, a family was being shattered forever. Erica Kirk, only 31 years old, she's now a widow. She has to sit her children down and somehow explain that her father is never coming home. I can't even begin to imagine what she's going through right now. But imagine that moment, two young kids looking up and asking, "Where's dad?" And the answer being, well, he was murdered for speaking the truth. Now compare the reactions. Now on one side, there's compassion. Trump consoling Erica, calling Charlie a legend, Don Jr. calling him a brother, RFK Jr., Netanyahu, Megyn Kelly, even leaders abroad, all paying tribute, all recognizing the magnitude of this particular loss. They spoke with dignity. They honored a man who fought for free speech, for faith, for the unborn, for America itself. But on the other side, the spin machine, Biden, Obama, Chris Murphy, Pritzker, all rushing in front of the cameras, not to grieve, not to mourn, but to point fingers at Trump's rhetoric, to flip the story before the facts were even clear. That's what the left does. So while a wife is burying her husband, they're already burying the truth. So let's just call it plain. One side mourns, the other one manipulates. One side consoles, the other corrupts. And in that contrast, you see exactly why Charlie Kirk was targeted, because he stood against everything that they've become. Now, how confident are you that your Medicare plan actually covers what you need? I mean, seriously, right? Most people guess. They say, well, I think it's fine. But guessing isn't good enough when it comes to your health and your money. And this is exactly why I decided to partner with Chapter. Their advisors eliminate the guesswork by reviewing every Medicare option available. They give you answers that your plan won't. They give you peace of mind that you just really can't put a price on. Leslie Taylor, she thought her Medicare plan was probably fine, but Chapter showed her that she was wasting $1,000 a year. $1,000 a year? Just might as well light it on fire. Sharon, she lost her coverage altogether until Chapter found her a new plan that worked. Now, here's the question. Are you going to keep guessing? Or are you going to join the thousands of people who already know for sure? Now, most people, they're already calling the phone number down at the bottom of your screen right there, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron. I left the link down for you guys down below if you want to just click that, or you can just call them up on the phone. Phone number is 909-563-8279. And of course, it's totally free for the Ron Yates community. And tell those guys over there I said hello. So now let's go ahead and shift gears to Harry Sison, the White House's little social media mouthpiece, the young influencer who never met a Democrat talking point that he didn't copy and paste. That guy, okay? So the moment the news broke of Charlie Kirk's assassination, Harry rushed to post his condolences. I forgot my air quotes. Now, on the surface, it looked polished, professional, almost sympathetic. The kind of message that was meant to fool you into thinking, see, even he can put politics aside just for a moment, right? But let's be real, guys. Anybody who knows Harry Sison knows exactly what this was. It was a performance. It wasn't grief. It wasn't respect. It was PR, guys. Fake compassion, written for optics, with zero sincerity behind it. Now, and I said it right away. I don't buy it because Harry doesn't do comparison. He does propaganda. He doesn't mourn conservatives. He smears them. He doesn't honor America. He parrots the party line. And sure enough, just like clockwork, the mask slipped. Now, it didn't take, 48 hours before Harry shifted from condolences to spin. Because this is the playbook, guys. Pretend to be human, and then pivot right on back to protecting the ideology. Now, it was never about mourning Charlie Kirk. No, it was about managing the narrative. That's exactly where this particular deleted tweet comes in. Okay, so Harry thought that he had found his big gotcha moment. He dug up a photo from 2017 of Tyler Robinson, the very man now in custody for assassinating Charlie Kirk. Now, of course, he's a suspect. These are all accusations. He's not been convicted. But in the picture, Robinson appears to be in a Trump costume. Now, at this point, Harry pounced. He blasted it out on X with a smug little twist. See, the shooter wasn't some radical leftist. He was MAGA all along. Now, instantly, the left-wing echo chamber just lit up. I mean, comment sections filled with people saying conservatives lied. Republicans smeared him. The shooter was one of theirs. And that's all it takes, guys. One misleading post, and then suddenly millions of people are running with this narrative, whether it's true or false. But here's the truth. That photo was a lie. If you actually looked closer, Robinson wasn't dressed as Trump in support. He was mocking him. He was making fun of him. He was riding on top of an inflatable Trump effigy like it was like a donkey. So that's not admiration. That is humiliation. That's degradation of the president of the United States. And Harry knew that. Don't let him try to convince you otherwise. Anyway, so he knew exactly what that photo represented, but he banked on his audience being too gullible, too lazy to do any kind of research to validate, too ideologically blind to look any closer. He thought he could pass off a smear and just pretty much get away with it and nobody would check it. Well, when the backlash came, when the people started calling out the obvious truth, what did Harry do? Did he apologize? Did he try to correct the record? No, he panicked. He hid, he deleted it, poof, gone. Okay, if I delete it, no one can see it anymore. Wrong. Problem for Harry is receipts don't lie. Screenshots were taken. The proof was already saved forever. And so now the whole world knows that he wasn't just wrong. He was caught red-handed lying to cover for the ideology that produced Charlie Kirk's killer. Now, here, ladies and gentlemen, is the multi-million-dollar question. If Harry's post was true, why delete it? Why erase it if it proved your point? You know the answer? Show of hands, guys. Anybody have an answer for me? Why would he delete this? Because it didn't prove anything. It was spin. It was propaganda. And when the light of truth hit it, it crushed it instantly. So Harry Sison, he basically tried to bury the truth with a tweet, but now the truth is going to end up burying him. Isn't that funny how that worked out, right? So anyway, Harry's deleted tweet wasn't just some clumsy mistake. This was a window into the left's entire strategy because almost immediately after Charlie Kirk's assassination, the cover-up machine roared it back to to life. First came the scolding tone. Stop speculating. The shooter wasn't left-wing. They wanted conservatives to shut up, sit down, and stop connecting the dots before the evidence was even known. Classic stall tactic, right? Then came the guilt by association smear. Well, he came from a Republican family, as if somebody's parents' political beliefs magically erase their own radicalism. Imagine applying that same standard pretty much anywhere else. It's completely absurd, but they know the media is just going to amplify it anyway. And then all of a sudden, finally, the laziest trick in the book, he loved guns. He must have been conservative. That's it, guys. Case closed, according to them. So as if being a gun owner automatically makes you MAGA. As if the millions of Americans who own firearms are all just ticking time bombs waiting to explode. This isn't reporting. This isn't even mourning. This is propaganda at its finest. It's a coordinated effort to protect the ideology that produced Charlie Kirk's killer, and it spread like wildfire. I mean, just check the comment section on Twitter, guys. Scroll Reddit, peek into Blue Sky. Pretty much everywhere you look, people are repeating it word for word. They're all like parrots. See, it wasn't us. It was them. Conservatives lied again. Millions bought it. It's so textbook, guys. It is so textbook. But here's the truth, okay? They're not mourning Charlie Kirk. They're not praying for Erica. Left to raise 2 children alone, mind you, okay? 2 children. I can't, a 31-year-old widow, just unfathomable, guys. They're circling the wagons around this movement that fueled the attack. Protect the ideology, excuse the violence, flip the script on conservatives before the facts are even clear. This isn't grief. It's narrative warfare. It shows you how far gone the modern left really is. If he was the coward that was quietly trying to delete his lie, Ilhan Omar was the bulldozer that was plowing through the truth with arrogance and malice. Within hours, she didn't wait. Within hours of Charlie Kirk's death, Omar sat down with Mehdi Hasan, and instead of showing an ounce of compassion, she unloaded a list of grievances against the man who had just been gunned down in front of his family. I mean, she mocked his defense of the Second Amendment as if his belief in the Constitution somehow justified his death. Yeah, she dredged up his debates over George Floyd, sneering as if those arguments erased his humanity. I mean, she dragged in Juneteenth and slavery, twisting Kirk's words into a caricature just to smear him one last time. The tone wasn't neutral. It wasn't respectful. It was cold. It was dismissive. It was dripping with contempt. And, you know, let's not sugarcoat it, guys. She was implying that Charlie Kirk had it coming. What kind of human being does that? I mean, she's implying that Charlie Kirk had it coming, that because he fought for faith, for the unborn, for America's founding values, his assassination was just the consequence. Now, I want you to think about how grotesque that is. A U.S. Congresswoman sworn to serve the American people could not put her hatred aside for even one moment to show respect for a young wife who's now widowed and 2 children who lost their father. Instead, she went on national television and spit on his grave. And the timing makes it that much worse. So while Erica Kirk is trying to figure out how to explain to her children that daddy isn't coming home, Omar is smearing his name to millions, while real leaders like President Trump, Don Jr., RFK Jr., Netanyahu, Megyn Kelly, they're all consoling, honoring, and mourning. Omar is mocking, sneering, and celebrating. So this isn't just tone deaf. This isn't just politics. This is pure hate, pure, unfiltered hate. And it really tells you pretty much everything that you need to know about Ilhan Omar's view of America, because if she can't even show compassion here just for 24 hours, 48 hours, she never will. Now, let's go ahead and stop pretending. Ilhan Omar, she's just one voice in Congress. She's not an outlier. I mean, she is the poster child of the modern left. She embodies pretty much everything that their movement has become. Entitled, bitter, hostile toward America itself. Think about it. Ilhan Omar, she came to this country as a refugee. America gave her safety, freedom, opportunity that most people on earth would die for. She went from Somalia to the United States Congress. This is a story that should have been a testament to the greatness of America, right? And yet, what does she do with that platform? She spends every waking moment tearing down this country, from 9/11 comments that belittled American pain to constant smears about racism to this very moment, trashing Charlie Kirk right after he was assassinated. And here's the part that really cuts the deepest. She didn't even try to hide it. She didn't fumble her words. She didn't accidentally say something out of line. No, she meant all of it. She looked into that camera and mocked a man who was murdered for standing up for America. That's not politics. That's hate. And let me tell you, She's not just talking about Charlie Kirk. She's talking about you. She's talking about anyone who dares to love this country, to defend its founding values, to say out loud that America is still worth saving. Now, Charlie Kirk, he gave his life speech. He really gave his life speaking. He gave his life speaking those truths, guys. Ilhan Omar uses the freedom that America gave her to spit on those same truths. This is the divide. That is the battle line. And it's really one that we just can't ignore. So now I want to put the pieces of the puzzle together here, because this isn't just Harry Sison deleting a tweet. It's not just Ilhan Omar trashing Charlie Kirk's name. Together, they're telling the whole story. Now, on the one side, you got Harry Sison, the coward, the digital foot soldier. He lies, he spins, he hits his delete the second that he gets caught. His job is to protect the left's image online, to erase receipts, to confuse the facts. He thinks you're going to be too distracted or too stupid to notice. That's what he thinks. Now, on the other side, you got Ilhan Omar, the unapologetic hater, the megaphone. I mean, she doesn't delete, she doubles down. She mocks America, she mocks Kirk, and she even tells the world exactly how little she values the principles this country was built on. Very different tactics, but the same mission. Control the narrative, excuse the violence, smear the right. One covers, the other one attacks. One deletes, the other one defiles. It's like good cop, bad cop. And together they create this machine that's designed to brainwash millions. So here's the real dangerous part here. Young radicals are watching all this. They see Omar's venom and they take it as permission. They see Sison's lies and they learn that dishonesty is acceptable if it protects their cause. This is how movements radicalize. This is how culture breeds killers. So I don't want you to be fooled. This isn't two isolated incidents. This is one machine, two cogs. And this is a very big machine. These are only two cogs in the machine. Harry Sison deletes the truth. Ilhan Omar mocks it. And together, they prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that the modern left just doesn't hate Charlie Kirk. They hate America itself. Now, I want to step back just for a second, okay? Because Harry Sison and Ilhan Omar are not just outliers. They're symptoms of a culture that has turned toxic to the core. So just go look at Reddit. Go look at Blue Sky. Look at Twitch, okay? It's all out there. Left-wing echo chambers that glorify violence, exaggerate every single issue into genocide or fascism, and radicalize unstable people until they snap. They got influencers like, Hassan Piker, literally talking about gutting political opponents, laughing about blood in the streets, pushing their audience toward hate, and the media calls him the Joe Rogan of the left. They put him on magazine covers while he's poisoning an entire generation, and now we see where it leads. Tyler Robinson didn't just emerge from a vacuum, he marinated in the cesspool. So the shooter lived inside the very culture that Ilhan Omar is feeding her venom and Harry Sison's protecting with his lies. So the result here, this is a patriot that's dead. A family is now shattered, and the left still refuses to take responsibility for the climate that they've created. So, yeah, that's the contrast, guys. Because on one side, you got President Trump, steady, compassionate, consoling Erica Kirk, praising law enforcement for bringing the suspect in, calling Charlie Kirk a legend who fought for faith and free speech. You got leaders like Don Jr., RFK Jr., Benjamin Netanyahu, Megyn Kelly offering genuine prayers and honoring a man who stood tall. And on the other side, you got Harry Sison deleting lies. You got Ilhan Omar spitting on the man's grave. You got a left-wing culture breeding violence and then pretending that their hands are clean. That's the line in the sand. Charlie Kirk's legacy was built on courage, conviction, and faith. He believed America was worth saving. He believed the next generation could be awakened. He stood for life. He stood for truth. And that's why they hated him. So now I'm going to ask you, do you think America can survive this? Can America survive if this is the left's playbook? If the response to assassination is lies, deletion, and hate? Because I got to tell you guys, I'll just be honest with you. I'm going to say that the answer is not unless we fight back, not unless we shine a light that's so bright that no deletion, no lie, no anti-American rant can ever cover it up. Like, subscribe, share, because we're not letting them rewrite history. Not on our watch.